We did have a question, Patty, during the break. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, I just wondered why you used a lower depth pan versus a higher pan for your rice.
That is an excellent question, because what happens when you're making rice is that if you use one of those stock pots or the sort of higher, or deeper pans, the rice at the bottom gets cooked, but not on the top. So, and what you want is the even cooking. So these kind of pans are much more easier to handle. Also, it depends on how much rice you're cooking. If it's a big quantity, I would go a little deeper than this, maybe another halfway, but not more than that, because you will run into problems. So I want to start on the potatoes in this pan. Again, you just want to add some canola oil. And this is a pretty traditional dish back home, and it's also made for breakfast as well as for dinner, time to time, and it's very simple too. So you just have some sliced potatoes, and these are yellow potatoes that I'm using, and they're just easier to cook, and also I like the texture of these potatoes because they're sort of a little crunchier as well. So once this gets warm again, you want to throw in some whole cumin. You can see it's sizzling a little bit. And you want to use some red chilies, some whole chilies. Some chopped onions. And you can see as the cumin is getting a little darker, a little browner, that's when you want to add your onions. And usually back home during the mealtime, you have a vegetable dish, a meat dish, rice, and definitely some bread as well on the side. And then you have salads and other things. But these are sort of the main dishes on the table. Now chicken is doing really well. I just want to add some cilantro in a minute. And also I do want to add a little bit of ginger. And you can throw that in, just some fresh ginger. I don't use the powdered ginger as much because that has a sort of aftertaste most of the time. Our rice is boiling pretty ferociously, so I do want to turn it down, maybe to number 3.
What's the easiest way to cut up the ginger?
Oh, there's not.
It has an irregular shape.
It does. What I would do is sort of try to get an even shape as much as closer as I can. Peel them, although sometimes you have to peel 2 or 3 different pieces, but that will be the easiest way. I'll just break them off. I want to chop some of the fresh cilantro to add some color and flavor as well. You want to throw that in your chicken. And if you decide to marinate your chicken, like we talked about before, you can throw in the cilantro at that time as well. It will just add more flavor to it. And I think we'll just cover it for a little bit. I have not added any water in it at all, as you might have noticed, because the yogurt has enough water. So